sometimes there's issues. Okay, so we'll start today's session. Thank you for joining. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadavayam Dadati Swahpadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let me share my screen. And then, now one good thing is that those who attended yesterday's lecture, it will be easier for you today. Because the first line that we had taken, the Karm Kand, today we are going to discuss that. Okay? So hope all of you can see my screen. Can anyone remind me, did we do this one? Did we finish the shlok or we didn't? Does anyone remember? 2.46. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible, but I don't remember if we did this one.
You have to be on unmute, Prabhuji, okay? You have to take charge, so please don't delay when I ask anything, okay? Okay.
We will have to do this one to 46.
We didn't do this?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, fine. So let me recite and then we are going to start. So far, again, just a quick recap. Then Arjun surrenders to Krishna. He says that, I don't know what needs to be done anymore and I surrender to you. And then Krishna starts giving him the logic that he did not want to fight out of compassion. The compassion was towards his body, but he says, you are not this body, you are soul. And after that, he tells him about Sakam Karma Yoga, that you wanted to enjoy. You said that the second reason you don't want to fight is the lack of enjoyment. If everyone dies, who am I going to enjoy with? So he says, if you win, you're going to enjoy the earthly kingdom. And if you die, you will enjoy the heavenly kingdom. But either case, you're going to enjoy. And then after that, now he's shifting towards Nishkam Karma Yoga, that now you do work without any intention of getting the result. It's 2.46. Anyone would like to recite this?
I'll recite, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yavanartha udapane sarvataha samplutodake Tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. Translation. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them.
I think I took the example of Durvasha Muni, isn't it? That he had come with 10,000 disciples, and then there was nothing to feed, and there was this Akshay Patra, and Lord Krishna was called upon by... Yes, right? I remember this. But anyway, let's do this. So, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The rituals and sacrifices mentioned in the Karma Kand division of the Vedic literature are meant to encourage gradual development of self-realization, and the purpose of self-realization is clearly stated in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad-gītā, 15.15. Chaitanya Prabhu, what is the verse?
Sarvasya chaham vritti sannivishto.
Yeah, go on.
Sarvasya chaham vritti sannivishto mattasmite jnanam apohanam cha vedeshcha sarve rahameva vedyo vedanta krit veda videva chaham.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, the purpose of studying the Vedas is to know Lord Krishna, the primeval cause of everything. Self-realization means understanding Krishna and one's eternal relationship with him. The relationship of the living entities with Krishna is also mentioned in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā 15.7. Can someone recite the shlok? What is the shlok? Everyone is part and parcel of Krishna?
Don't remember, Prabhuji.
Anyone else? Giriraj might know, but I don't think he's on the call, is he?
He's not here.
Okay. Now, maybe Jivan should. Okay. Anyways, so just do this as homework. Try to memorize all those who have been attending morning programs. So we have done this. Okay. So please try to memorize this shlok. And in the next session, I will ask you. The living entities are parts and parcels of Krishna. Therefore, revival of Krishna consciousness by the individual living entity is the highest perfectional stage of Vedic knowledge. This is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3:33, 7 as follows. O my Lord, a person who is chanting your holy name, although born of a low family like that of a Chandal, dog eater, is situated on the highest platform of self-realization. Such a person must have performed all kinds of penances and sacrifices according to Vedic rituals and studied the Vedic literatures many, many times after taking his bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage. Such a person is considered to be the best of the Aryan family. So do we understand how rare is this Krishna consciousness? So such a person must have performed all kinds of penances and sacrifices according to Vedic rituals and studied the Vedic literatures many, many times after taking his bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage. Such a person is considered to be the best of the Aryan family. Now people have confusion. So this Bhagavatam shlok clears everyone's confusion. Because most of you, ask me that can I chant this as well with Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Can I chant this mantra also with Hare Krishna Mahamantra? The answer is you can, but there is no need. Absolutely no need. Because only one who has chanted everything, who has read all the Vedas, who has done all the sacrifice, finally come to the platform of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Please understand this. It's going to take time, but just know this, that if you are today chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you have done everything mentioned in the Vedas for millions and millions of lifetimes. And that is why today you have been given this opportunity. But like Krishna does in Bhagavad-gītā, he never forces anyone. You have the opportunity, you are there, you deserve this, but it's up to you. Do you want to take this? Or you say that no, my heart goes out to someone else. So I will probably do this Chalisa, I will do this Sashti, this, that, and then later I will see about Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But let me tell you, whatever it is you are doing, in the end, the Falashruti of that thing, or the Fal, the result of chanting whatever you are chanting other than Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the result is you will come on to the platform of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So already if you are on the platform of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so why bother going and chanting something else? Harer Nam, eva kevalam, kalau nasteva gatir anyatha. Trust me, there is nothing else. Okay? So one must be intelligent enough to understand the purpose of the Vedas without being attached to the rituals only, and must not desire to be elevated to the heavenly kingdoms for a better quality of sense gratification. It is not possible for the common man in this age to follow all the rules and regulations of the Vedic rituals, nor is it possible to study all the Vedanta and the Upanishads thoroughly. It requires much time, energy, knowledge, and resources to execute the purpose of the Vedas. This is hardly possible in this age. The best purpose of Vedic culture is served, however, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, as recommended by Lord Chaitanya, the deliverer of all fallen souls. When Lord Chaitanya was asked by a great Vedic scholar, Prakashananda Saraswati, why he, the Lord, was chanting the holy name of the Lord like a sentimentalist instead of studying Vedanta philosophy, the Lord replied that his spiritual master had found him to be a great fool and thus asked him to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. So this is the answer that we have to give anyone. Okay? Like in yesterday's class, we discussed that there are some people who come who question the authenticity of God. So simply we need to tell them that our authorities, our guru said that I am a fool. I don't have any intelligence. So that is why you may be a jnani. You must be very intelligent because you are asking such questions. But I don't know much. So I have been asked to just chant the holy name of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So I am doing that. This is a very standard answer given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Okay? So he did so and became ecstatic like a madman. In the age of Kali, most of the population is foolish and not adequately educated to understand Vedanta philosophy. The best purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of the Lord. Vedanta is the last word in Vedic wisdom, and the author and knower of the Vedanta philosophy is Lord Krishna. And the highest Vedantist is the great soul who takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the ultimate purpose of all Vedic mysticism. Okay? 2.47. Now this is one of the most quoted slok of Bhagavad-gītā and the most misinterpreted slok of Bhagavad-gītā. So who would like to read this? Yes, please.
कर्मण्यवाधिकारस्थे मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफल हेतु भूर्मा ते संगो स्वकर्मणि.
Translation.
You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty.
Let's see the purport first. There are three considerations here: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duties are activities enjoined in terms of one's acquired modes of material nature. Okay? Capricious work means actions without the sanction of authority, and inaction means not performing one's prescribed duties. So is this three term clear? The first one is prescribed duties, our dharma. What we are supposed to do, what determines that? So that is determined by the modes of nature, the influence under which we are. If we are under the modes of goodness, so that sort of work we will pursue. Becoming teacher or giving the shastric knowledge or doctor or whatever it is. Then mode of passion, different type of work. Mode of ignorance, this different type of work. So that is our prescribed duties. Then comes capricious work. Capricious work means that you are not following shastra and you are just doing things of your own. That is capricious work. And the third is inaction. It means that you are not performing something that you are supposed to do. Let's say you are a doctor. So, and it is your duty that a patient has come and you have to operate, but you are saying, I am not going to operate. So that is inaction. The Lord advised that Arjun not be inactive, but that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the result. One who is attached to the result of his work is also the cause of the action. Thus, he is the enjoyer or sufferer of the result of such action. For example, if we go to a restaurant, we like to eat, let's say, rajma chole. Rajma chawal. We order rajma chawal, that is rice and kidney beans. The waiter comes, we eat, and then we start going. So the waiter says, wait a minute, who will pay the bill? So we cannot say, why should I pay the bill? You have to pay the bill because you desire to eat, you ordered that dish, and you ate that dish, isn't it? So that is why you have to also bear the consequence of that thing. But on the second hand, if your company invited you for a meal, for a lunch, then you go, then you order, and then you eat, then you don't have to pay the bill, isn't it? Because in the second, you are not attached here. You are not bound to do anything because that is not as per you. That is not as per your desire. So just try to understand and we will elaborate on it later. Okay? As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into three subdivisions, namely routine work, emergency work, and desired activities. Routine work performed as an obligation in terms of the scriptural injunctions without desire for results is action in the mode of goodness. Work with results becomes the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Everyone has his proprietary right in regard to prescribed duties, but should act without attachment to the result. Such disinterested obligatory duties doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation. Arjun was therefore advised by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty without attachment to the result. His non-participation in the battle is another side of attachment. Why is it an attachment? Because now he is attached to his family. I'm not going to kill them because they're my family. There is compassion, lack of enjoyment. All these are attachment. Such attachment never leads one to the path of salvation. Any attachment, positive or negative, is cause for bondage. Because if we see, then Arjun appears very positive, isn't it? Oh wow, such a nice soul. He does not want to kill his family. So he's a great sage. But still he will get the fruits. It is said that even Dashrath Maharaj, though he is transcendental, and his son was transcendental, Lord Ram, but because he was attached to his son, and because he had desired something material, that I want putra, I want a son, he had to suffer. And he could not be with his son for a very long period of time, isn't it? They had to separate. And his son could not even do the final rites of Dashrath Maharaj. So whether it be positive, this is a very positive attachment, isn't it? That I want a son, and that too, that son is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But still attachment is attachment. You have to suffer for it. Though that is transcendental, but still, just for the sake of pastime, we have to understand that. So any attachment, positive or negative, is cause for bondage. Inaction is sinful. Therefore, fighting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path of salvation for Arjun. Inaction is sinful. You have a prescribed duty. Your duty, if you don't do, then it will incur sin. Like I said, if the doctor does not operate, if the lawyer says, I'm not going to fight this case, even though the lawyer knows that the party is innocent or the party is not innocent, whatever the situation may be, if they say that I'm not going to take this case, so they have to incur the sin. Doctor has to incur the sin. So inaction, there is absolutely, so again, one more thing. There is no one in this world, no one who can say that I am not doing anything. Everyone is doing something. Someone calls, what are you doing? Nothing. But they are lying down on the bed, isn't it? They are talking on the phone, so that is the action. You are breathing, that is an action. So everyone is performing some action and everyone is born to perform some action. I cannot say that I don't want to breathe. That will be very foolish of me. I have taken birth due to my past karmas. I am under the clutches of the three modes of material nature. That means I am under bondage. And when I am under the bondage, so if I am under the rule of Irish government, I have to be as per the Irish government. I cannot say that I want to change the rule. No, I don't have the authority. Similarly, if we have been given this body, we cannot say that I want the authority and I'm not going to do anything. No, you have to breathe, else you die, right? So now one thing is fixed, that we have to do action. Karma is important. Everyone has to perform karma. So that is what Krishna is saying here. Karmanyavadi karaste. You have the right to perform your duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action, meaning don't be attached to the fruit of that action. So what does that mean in our practical life? Let's take an hypothetical example and then our own example. So there is a sweet shop, and then there are employees, and then there's the boss of the shop. Now the employees, they are selling the sweets every day. The customer come, they say, I want barfi, I want gulab jamun, I want this, I want that. And the employee, he packs, he gives the box, and the customer pays and goes. The employee here does not take any burden or tension. It does not matter if 100 people visit the shop, 1,000 people or 0 people. At the end of the month, the employee is going to get his salary, isn't it? So similarly, he is doing karma. He is giving out the boxes as per the desire of the customer, and he is not at all worried about the salary. He is going to get the salary. Clear example? Similarly, in our lives, we also go, we do our work, and we get our salary. But the problem is that we associate too much, or we are too much invested in that work, that it starts affecting our health, it starts affecting our mental peace, and we are worried about promotion, about the salary raise, about bonus, about what other employee did, about this, about that. So here then Maya Devi comes into play, and then everything goes downhill. So if we just act as that employee, it does not mean that, you don't have to do your job properly. You have to do your job honestly. You have to give your 100% in your job. But you should never be attached, because Krishna is feeding an ant. Krishna is feeding an elephant who eats tons and tons of fruits. Who is feeding the elephant? Krishna. Who is feeding the ant? Krishna. Who is feeding the spider? Krishna. So will Krishna not feed you? So we have to have this trust, this faith. And with this faith, there will be no attachment to anything that we do. Okay? Prabhupada says that humility does not mean folding our hands, saying Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, or bowing down in front of everyone, doing dandavats. That is humility, but that is not the real humility. Real humility is 100% conviction that Krishna is my savior. Krishna is going to take care of me, and Krishna is God. This is the definition of humility given by Srila Prabhupada. So similarly, why we are attached? Because we think that we are the karta, we are the doer. Krishna will confirm that as well in 3.27. Ahankara vimoodatma kartahamiti manyate. That it is just our ahankar, our false ego, that makes us believe that we are the doer. Actually, we are not doing anything. Right? So similarly, when we are not doing anything, that will be explained in the 5th chapter elaborately, but I'm just telling you a snapshot that when we are not doing anything, so why be attached to the results? Let's say I go and I work really hard. I have a 5-year plan that by the end of 5 years, I will be a senior vice president in my company. But what if there is an earthquake? What if there is a COVID and then I pass away, or the company shuts down, or during tsunami or earthquake, the company is washed away? So what happens to my plan? It's all gone, isn't it? So that is why do your duty. You have the right to do your duty, but don't be connected, don't be associated with that results. You are not entitled to the fruits of your result. That is the first thing. And the second thing is that, second thing is never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities. It's not because of you, because, okay, again, let's try to understand this. Bill Gates is very rich. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, they are all very rich. They work hard. But do you think the person, a laborer who carries the bricks over his shoulder, over his head, he does not work hard? Probably he works even harder, isn't it? He is working day in, day night to provide the facilities to his family. But why is it that he is poor and then other people I mentioned are rich, right? So never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, isn't it? Because if it was just the cause of the result of the activities, both would have been a billionaire and a millionaire. The laborer, the waiter is also working very hard, day in, day out, day night, serving all the customers. And so is a software developer. But then they are getting different salaries, isn't it? So never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities. Clear? And the third thing is very important. So the second point does not mean that we are never be attached to not doing your duty. That if everything is Maya, so like they say that Brahman, Satya and Jagat, this whole world is illusion. It is untrue. So why to do anything? So that is absolutely foolish. We have to perform our job. If we don't perform our job, then again we are going to incur sin. Okay. So with that, let me move to the next stroke, 2.48. Who wants to read this or recite this? If no one does, Seema Mataji, you can do.
Can I read?
Yes, please. So please raise your hand. Chaitanya Prabhu will queue up everyone.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Just Gitanshu Prabhu, please. Go ahead.
Yogas, it's 48. Okay. Yogastasya guru karmani samgata dhananjaya satya satya samo bhutva samtvam yogochate. Translation. Perform your duty. Equipped, O Arjun, abandoning all attachments to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga.
Krishna tells Arjun that he should act in yoga. And what is that yoga? Yoga means to concentrate the mind upon the Supreme by controlling the ever-disturbing senses. And who is the Supreme? The Supreme is the Lord. And because he himself is telling Arjun to fight, Arjun has nothing to do with the results of the fight. Like I told you, that if the company is calling you for a lunch, so you don't need to pay the bill. The company will pay the bill on your behalf, isn't it? So there is no results actually. So you don't bear the karma. That means you don't have to pay the bill. Gain or victory are Krishna's concern. Arjuna is simply advised to act according to the dictation of Krishna. The following of Krishna's dictation is real yoga. And this is practiced in the process called Krishna consciousness. So by this time, it must be clear, right, that why Krishna asked Arjuna to fight this war. Because even when I started reading Bhagavad-gītā, till the end, I think the first time I read, I could not understand that for me, Arjuna was correct always. That yes, he should not fight this war actually. I would have not fought this war. But hopefully now it must be clear to all of us that why Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight this war and why Arjuna should fight this war. So by Krishna consciousness only can one give up the sense of proprietorship. Not fighting the war is also a sense of false pride or ahankar, ego, isn't it? Because authority is telling you to do something and you are saying that no, I think that I am better. One has to become the servant of Krishna or the servant of Krishna. That is the right way to discharge duty in Krishna consciousness, which alone can help one to act in yoga. Now this statement, one has to become the servant of Krishna or the servant of Krishna. Let's try to understand this. So this material world is the perverted reflection of the spiritual world. In this material world, the word servant has a very negative connotation. We become very negative when we hear the word servant. It feels like as if we have been asked to become slaves, isn't it? Because for the past 100, 200 years, this has been going on, the slavery, white versus black, or then the colonization by the British countries to the different countries, and then people have become slaves. So that is why this word is used in a very negative term. But actually, whatever is used here is just the opposite in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, this is a pride. Becoming servant of Krishna is a very proudful thing. For instance, becoming the managing director of a company, isn't it very good thing? So in one sense, you are serving the company. Or becoming the president of the company. Who is the president of the company? He is the servant of the company. He is serving the company, isn't it? But then there is a pride associated that I am president. So similarly, becoming the servant of Krishna is not something negative. In fact, it is a very proudful thing. It comes with pride. And the second thing is that in the spiritual world, there is a competition between Krishna and the devotees. The devotees want to serve Krishna, and on the other hand, Krishna wants to serve the devotees. And there is this eternal competition between both. Krishna says, I will serve you better. And the devotee says, show me, I am going to serve you better. And that is the prem, that is the bhav, emotion or mellow or love that goes on in the spiritual world. So that is why whenever you will keep seeing this, that one has to become the servant of servants. So just fix in your mind that this is not something negative. It's very positive, and this is the highest honor. The army is serving the country. Servant serves, isn't it? But do we say that the army is servant? No. We salute the army, isn't it? So similarly, the devotees, because they serve Krishna, they are saluted. We pay dandavats if we see a sannyasi. Why? Because they are the best servants of Krishna. Okay? So please fix that in your minds. Arjun is a Kshatriya, and as such he is participating in the Varnashram Dharma institution. It is said in the Vishnu Puran that in the Varnashram Dharma, the whole aim is to satisfy Vishnu. No one should satisfy himself, as is the rule in the material world. So whenever the term Vishnu comes, there is no difference between Vishnu or Krishna or Narayan. They are all one and same. So no one should satisfy himself, as is the rule in the material world, but one should satisfy Krishna. So in this material world, everyone wants to satisfy themselves. That is why they do karma kand. It is for elongated life, for better life partner, for a bigger mansion or better riches, or to become famous, become a celebrity. So this is why the karma kand is performed. That is all centered around our sense gratification. But one should satisfy Krishna instead, as per Vishnu Puran. So unless one satisfies Krishna, one cannot correctly observe the principles of Varnashram Dharma. Indirectly, Arjun was advised to act as Krishna told him. So understand, sometimes it must be very bewildering. What is all this? So if we had to go to moon or space, and we were sitting in NASA and doing training, so they would tell us things that we have never heard before, right? We have heard the basics, 1 plus 2 equals 1 plus 2 is 3, or the multiplication, but then there is very high derivatives and all those things, the formulas, and then they would be telling us the things that we will do while we are in the space or while we are traveling to the moon, about the spacecraft, about us, about the gravity, about the space suit and the food that we are going to eat, how are we going to connect. So they are going to tell us all the things about that space. Similarly, understand that everything that Prabhupada has written here, all these things are applicable in Vaikunt, in Golok Vrindavan Dham, where we are aspiring to go. So that is why sometimes these things will appear that, oh, is it even real? Is it even possible? Yes, it is possible, because this is our end goal. If we are on this call, our aim is to go back to Golok Vrindavan Dham, to Vaikunt planets. And there, this is what is practiced. So unless one satisfies Krishna, everyone in Vaikunt satisfies Krishna. One cannot correctly observe the principles of Varnashram Dharma. Indirectly, Arjun was advised to act as Krishna told him. So in that Krishna lok, in the Vaikunt planets, if Krishna says anything, if Mahavishnu says anything, there is no one who would ever object. But here, everyone objects. So that is why we are being trained through the words of Bhagavad-gītā. Krishna is training us to go back to our original house. 2.49. Do we have any hands, Prabhu?
I'll read,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणम् अन्विच्छ कृपणाफलहेतवा. Translation: O Dhananjay, keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers.
Miser means conjuse. So in English, I think everyone must know what miser means. Miser means, let's say I have $100,000 in my account, and if someone asks me for $10, I would say, oh, I'm poor, I don't have money. So that is definition of miser. Let's see the purpose. One who has actually come to understand one's constitutional position as an eternal servitor of the Lord gives up all engagements save working in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so let's read again. So one who has actually come to understand one's constitutional position. What is that? That we are eternal servant of Krishna. So they would give up all engagements and only work in Krishna consciousness. Because our goal is clear, right? That we have to go there. Anything that we do against it now, it won't make us go there. It is like an obstacle. So we will be stopped here. So as already explained, Buddhi Yoga means transcendental loving service to the Lord. Now, one interesting thing is, I'll tell you that we have read Bhagavad-gītā millions of times. Though it may appear that we are reading it for the first time, We are reading it for the first time sitting here in Dublin in 2023. But we have read this millions of times. And slowly and gradually we are progressing towards Krishna Lok. It's a gradual process, it's a slow process. But it depends on us. If you read yesterday's statement by Guru Maharaj, he said that if one attentively chants this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then definitely he or she will go back to Golok Vrindavan Dham. Right? So we have been doing this for millions and millions of lifetimes. We have read Bhagavad-gītā for millions of times. But still, we have our doubts. So that is why Prabhupada actually said that millions of times you have danced for Maya. You have served Maya. Please give one life to Krishna, just one life. Understand that this is your goal. Understand that this human life is very precious. And a single mistake and you will slip into the ocean of 8.4 million species. And God knows when is the next turn after maybe another billion lifetimes that you get a human body. So you'll have to go through all the species again. So that is why this is Krishna consciousness is actually an emergency. This Bhagavad-gītā is not what we say optional, but it is mandatory. It is asterisk mark. We have to follow now that we have come to this platform of understanding who Krishna is, who we are, what is our relationship with Krishna, and what is our end goal. So as already explained, Buddhi Yoga means transcendental loving service to the Lord. So Buddhi Yoga here means Bhakti Yoga. Such devotional service is the right course of action for the living entity. Only misers desire to enjoy the fruit of their own work just to be further entangled in material bondage. What does this mean? It means that, let's say, I am worshipping Lord Shiva and I do very strict tapasya. For 1 year only I drunk water, stood on my one foot, and finally Lord Shiva comes in front of me and he says, I am very pleased with you. Please ask, what do you want? And I say that I want 100 boxes of Cadbury dairy milk. Now just understand how stupid, how foolish this ask is, isn't it? Lord Shiva, who has absolutely everything, if I would have said, give me liberation, he would have given me liberation. If I would have said, give me Vrindavan Vas, I want to live in Vrindavan for eternity, he would have given me. I want Krishna Prem, he would have given me because he has Krishna Prem. But what did I want instead from him? 100 boxes of Cadbury dairy milk. So that is miserliness. I had the reservoir. I could have gotten everything and anything, but instead I just wanted some pieces of chocolate. That is why 2.7 Arjun says, Karpanya dosho pahata sabhava prichhami tam dharma sammudha cheta yasreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasya amshadima tam prabandam. Karpanya dosho. Karpanya means kripan. Kripan means miser. So he says, he acknowledges that I am miser. So before even Krishna started giving the knowledge of Bhagavad-gītā, Arjun already gave this hint. Why he is calling himself a miser? Is he not having enough money? Is he not even having enough weapons? He has everything. But still he knows that I have been given this human form of life. That is like a jackpot. That is like trillions and trillions of dollars. And still, I am attached to the body. So the soul is invaluable. It is more, it's like, it cannot be compared to any dollars in the world or any euros in the world. But still, I am attached to the body. And body is just 110, that is 1 or 2 euros worth. So that is why he is calling himself a miser. Karpanya dosho. I have this dosh. I have this problem, Krishna. What is the problem? I am a miser. And I am weak. So please tell me, what should I do? I surrender unto you. So such devotional service is the right course of action for the living entity. Only misers decide to enjoy the fruit of their own work just to be further entangled in material bondage. Except for work in Krishna consciousness, all activities are abominable because they continually bind the worker to the cycle of birth and death. One should therefore never desire to be the cause of work. Everything should be done in Krishna consciousness for the satisfaction of Krishna. Misers do not know how to utilize the assets of riches which they acquire by good fortune or by hard labor. So Arjun had this asset. He was a soul, but he did not know how to utilize it. That is why he said, I am a miser. One should spend all energies working in Krishna consciousness, and that will make one's life successful. Like misers, unfortunate persons do not employ their human energy in the service of the Lord. Why we don't completely surrender to Krishna? Because we don't trust him. Krishna says, Yoga Shema Vahamyaham in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. He says, to my devotee, Ananyas Chintayantam Mam Yajana Pariyupasate, who completely surrenders to me, to him, I give, I protect what he has, and I give what he doesn't have. But we don't have this faith in Krishna. The ones who have the faith, they have left everything. They are just completely dependent on Krishna. But again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has not asked us to leave anything. He says that wherever you are, whatever position you are in materially, your job or everything, you just link yourself to Krishna. You add Krishna in your lives. That's all. And slowly, Krishna will guide you and you will become Krishna conscious. So we will take one more shlok and then we will open the floor for question and answer. So is there anyone who wants to recite this? Chaitanya Prabhu? Okay, Seema Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukrut dushkrute tasmad yogaya yujasva yogah karmasu kaushalam. A man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reaction even in this life. Therefore strive for yoga, which is the art of all work.
Since time immemorial, each living entity has accumulated the various reactions of his good and bad work. As such, he is continuously ignorant of his real constitutional position. So let's say when we came down from Vaikunt, so immediately within 1-2 lifetimes, if we had the fortune, we could have remembered that, yeah, something went wrong and we should go back. But now it's millions and millions and millions, and God knows, even million could be a small number. The amount of time that we have been in our body, the lifetimes. So now just understand, if we had to trace back, so let's say in the first lifetime, we had the false ego that I am Brahma. In the second lifetime, we had greed about something that I am Indra. In the third, there is lust. In the fourth, there is something. Then it keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And here we are today. So just imagine the baggage that we have for trillions and trillions of lifetimes. Is it easy now to erase all that baggage or to clear all those baggage? It's not easy at all. That is why when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it keeps on erasing that baggage. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. Cheto darpana marjanam means to cleanse, to clean. The Cheto means our chit, our existence, and darpan means a mirror. So when we are chanting this Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, when we do Sankirtan of Shri Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so what happens is that our chit, our existence is being cleansed. That means we are slowly, it is being revealed to us who we are. We are not this body, we are soul. We belong to Krishna and we have to go back to Krishna. Okay? So one's ignorance can be removed by the instruction of the Bhagavad-gītā, which teaches one to surrender unto Lord Sri Krishna in all respects and become liberated from the chained victimization of action and reaction, birth after birth. Anything that we do, we will have action and reaction. Because knowing and unknowingly, we are killing so many parasites, bacteria while we are breathing, while we are taking shower. There are so many insects which die out of the hot water. So we have to incur the sins, isn't it? So Arjuna is therefore advised to act in Krishna consciousness, the purifying process of resultant action. So this material world is designed so, what we say, wonderfully, but in a negative way, that it is very difficult actually. Very difficult to get rid of this material world. Right? Can someone tell me 7.14 shlok? What is the shlok? Anyone remembers on the call? Okay, so anyways, I'm going to stop here and we will open the floor for question and answer. Has Chaitanya Prabhu left the call? Haribol?
His microphone is not
He
working.
is not audible, Prabhu. An issue with his microphone.
Oh, okay, could be. Okay. Anyone remember 7.14? Amit Prabhu, do you?
No, Prabhu.
No?
Not exactly.
Okay, you have to remember this. Very important slok actually. Devi yashi gunamayi mam maya duratya mameva ye prapadyante maya itam tarantite. It is impossible to get rid of this maya, this material world. It's impossible. We don't even know the game we are in. We don't know the rules, we don't know anything. And we are playing the game. And she's a master at this game. But Krishna says, Mameva ye prapadyante maya itam tarantite. If you surrender unto me, I will make sure that you get rid of this maya and you will come back to me. Okay, so remember this shlok 7.14. Okay, so now time for question and answer. Yes, Gitanshu Prabhu, I see your hand raised. Is it for reciting verse or for asking a question?
Probably it's for question.
Okay,
Like it's
yes,
very
please go
general
ahead.
question.
Mhm.
Yeah. When we were discussing about Arjun, like Lord Krishna said that Arjun you have to fight. And obviously Supreme Personality of Godhead was saying to Arjun directly because he was in front of him in person. But sometimes in our lives, like in everyone's life, there are many situations comes where we have to choose something between different things. So how can we identify or how can we say identify what Krishna is saying, or like in any perspective, which we have to decide anything among 3 or 2 different paths of life.
Right.
So at this situation,
Yeah.
I think you
The point-
understand my point.
Yeah, I got your point. So once when Lord Ramchandra was exiled and Mother Sita and Lord Lakshman were going with him, Lord Lakshman had to serve Lord Ram. And he asked Lord Ram that where should I make a cottage for you? And Lord Ram replied, wherever you feel like, wherever you like, you make it. And with folded hands, Lakshman said that, please don't do this to me. Please don't give me any freedom or any free will. I don't want to do anything on my own. I will only do as per you say. So Lord Lakshman is Guru Tattva. Lord Ram is Narayan Tattva. And Mother Sita here is playing the role of a Jeev Tattva, all of us. So the Guru is teaching us, Lakshman, that we have to do only what Krishna says. What Krishna says has been recorded by Vedyas in Bhagavad-gītā, in Srimad Bhagavatam. So now what we need to do in our lives? So we have to go by the words of our Guru. That is why our spiritual life starts with a Guru. We need to have a Guru. And by the time we are looking for a Guru, you have to associate with the Guru God brothers. The people, if let's say you are aspiring from a particular Guru. So there are many devotees who have already taken Diksha from that Guru. So now you have to take shelter of those devotees. And whatever doubts you have, you ask them because they know the answer of their Guru. For instance, my Guru Maharaj has some instructions given out to his devotees. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj has instructions given to his devotees. The basic is the same. What Prabhupada has given, what Bhagavad-gītā says. Surrender unto Krishna, chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles. But then there are certain situational things. Like for instance, if someone is working in a meat shop, or someone is cooking in a restaurant where meat is cooked, so what should they do? So this is now situational. For that, you'll have to ask your Guru Maharaj, or the devotees, or your God brothers. Okay? But until that situation comes, or until you get initiated, we have to work as per the Shastras, whatever Krishna has mentioned in the Shastra. Does that help, Prabhu?
Prabhuji, I got your point, and I think so. I have discussed this thing before, but when it doesn't relate to such things, or when we are not in Shastric or like some dilemma. For example, I have 2 jobs. Like I have to choose between consulting or in data science. In this situation, how can we identify? Because both of these jobs does not have any relation with Shastras or
why do you think? No. So this is where we are not very much intelligent, Prabhu. How do you say that data science is not related to your spiritual life? You are earning through that data science. You are getting money. Using that money, you are surviving. You are eating Krishna Prasad. Your body is able to function because you have a bed, you have a house, you are paying your rent, electricity bill. So everything is spiritual. We just have to see it that way. Okay?
Well, Prabhuji, like I want to maybe I can explain this, but I'm asking it better in Hindi. Like मेरा मतलब ये है, जैसे कि एक रेस्टोरेंट की जॉब है जहाँ पे मेरे को मीट हैंडल करना है, और वो एक डेटा साइंस का जॉब है मेरे सामने. तो मैं ऐसे में मुझे पता है कि मेरे लिए शास्त्रीय तौर पे मीट को हैंडल करना गलत है, क्योंकि शायद मैंने आप ही से ये चीज डिस्कस भी कर रहा था एक बार.
Yes, I know. I got your question. I got your question now. So Prabhuji is saying that if there is a T junction that I have to choose one or the other, and the one is a very clean road, and in the other I am getting a job opportunity where I have to work in a kitchen where meat is being served or cooked, right? So Prabhuji, in that situation, we have to be very intelligent to understand that if I go there in this shop, in the restaurant where meat is being served, how is it going to contribute to my bhakti? Is it going to pull me back? If yes, then don't go there. Okay? There are certain clear no's. For instance, once a devotee, he was not a devotee actually, he was a very wealthy man, someone from Gujarat. And he was impressed by Guru Maharaj, so he met Guru Maharaj, and then Guru Maharaj spoke with him, and Guru Maharaj asked him, what do you do? And he said that I have a chain of restaurants. So Guru Maharaj said that, do you serve meat? He said, yes, Guru, what to do? We have to serve, we have to papi pet ka sawal hai, meaning that to earn money we have to do these things. And so Guru Maharaj said, do you also serve beef in your restaurants? He said, yes, I do. So Guru Maharaj very strictly said, you will have to go to hell for that. He never says something like this. He's very humble, very humble. But at that point he said that you are going to hell because you are doing this. So the 4 regulative principles should not be compromised ever. Okay?
Actually, probably like my question is a bit different. मतलब अगर ऐसी चीजें आई ना, जैसे मेरे पास एक कंसल्टिंग की जॉब है जिसमें मुझे 1,000 यूरोज या 2,000 यूरोज मिल रहे हैं, ये मेरे सामने है डेटा साइंस की जॉब, और मैं दोनों में फिट हो रहा हूँ.
ओके.
और मेरे ख्याल से अभी मेरे पास कुछ शास्त्रिक या फिर लाइक उसमें, क्योंकि दोनों जॉब्स मेरे पास ऐसी है जिसमें मेरा कोई वायलेशन नहीं होगा 4 रेगुलेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स का.
Got it. Yeah.
इस सिचुएशन में, हाँ, इस तरह की सिचुएशन जहाँ पे मेरे पास दोनों ऑप्शंस, मैं स्क्रिप्चर्स के हिसाब से भी मैं डिग्रेड नहीं हो रहा, दूसरा मैं मतलब मैं दोनों जगह जा सकता हूँ क्योंकि मेरा बैकग्राउंड ऐसा है। तो ऐसी
Understood.
सिचुएशन
So you
में
are
मैं कैसे
saying,
डिसाइड
yeah,
करा?
I got it. So Prabhu, then wherever you go, the modes in which you are, they will take you to that place actually. Okay, for instance, if I have two job offers from two different banks, same role, same profile. Now, definitely, I will do some R&D from my own side. What is the best work culture, then the distance from my home, the package and everything. But my prarabdh, my modes will take me exactly where I belong. Okay? So in this case, again, there are two things, Prabhu. Everything is spiritual. You are still not understanding. Even this is, everything has to do with Shastra because this is also Varn and Ashram. This is part of your Varn, if you see. Your qualities are maybe Brahmanical, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. We are doing this MNC corporation job, so we are all Shudra by this quality, Varn Ashram system. But now, mostly what happens is, I'll tell you the answer to this question as well. That now, because initially, if someone has a guru, they would ask their guru everything. That Guru Maharaj, I have these two job offers. Which one should I select? You select that one for me, right? For instance, when a baby is born, they are taken to the guru, and then we request the guru that please name my baby. Please tell what should we do, or how should we train this baby. So the guru tells, okay, you do this, this, and this. So similarly, first option A is if we have the what we say, if we are fortunate enough to be in contact with our guru, you ask the guru that these are the two jobs that I have options. Which one should I select? And if you cannot do that, if your Guru Maharaj is like thousands and lakhs of disciples, you cannot reach them. So in that case, your prarabdh is going to take you exactly where you belong. Okay, Prabhu? So you just go with either of them. You will end up where you are supposed to be. You will see. If let's say you chose something wrong of the two, then ghuma fira ke, somewhere or the other you will reach the job where you are supposed to be.
तो यहाँ पे फिर हम ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं, अगर मतलब जो कि यूजुअली इन दिस सिनेरियो आई डू, like if I have such choices, so by closing my eyes, I left everything on Krishna, which maybe I'm not at that stage that I can left everything on Krishna, but still I try to be in that situation, surrender unto God, Supreme Personality of God. Whatever decision I will take, He will back me. So
yeah.
ये भी तो
So,
ये शायद.
How long have you been chanting? Like
I have started chanting from.
Like how 6 months, 12 months?
I have started chanting from 2000 December 2021.
Okay, perfect. So once we start chanting attentively, okay, you have been chanting for considerably 3 years now. So once we start chanting very attentively, you will feel that within, and that's the reason I asked you this question. You will experience that Krishna is already guiding you. There will be many things you will feel that God saved me here. Had I done this, had I said this, if I had gone here, then it would have been so much trouble for me. But Krishna saved me. And the same goes for job. Slowly and slowly, Prabhuji, this confidence will build. And a day will come, trust me, a day will come when you will wake up and you will know that Krishna is guiding you. For instance, Prabhupada used to read his own books. So the disciples would ask, why are you reading your own book? You wrote them. He said, no, I did not write them. Krishna wrote them for me. So similarly, Krishna will do the work for you. But we have to come to that consciousness. And it will happen one day, Prabhu. Yes. Keep chanting.
Sometimes it happens. Like I feel Krishna is doing everything for me. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Not sometimes. Every day you will feel, Prabhu. Every day. You will feel that Krishna is doing. Okay? So yeah, let's move on to the next question, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Haribol. Yeah. Do we have another question? Yeah, Vedas Prabhu, you can stop the recording and we'll take question answers now. Abhishek Prabhu, did you want to say something? I saw you unmuted a couple of times.
No, Prabhu, I was, I don't know, maybe some malfunction of my device.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Any other? Chaitanya Prabhu, now can you hear or can just speak? I think.
Yes,
there was
Prabhuji.
some issue.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
speaking earlier also. My microphone wasn't working for some reason.
Okay.
Prabhu wanted to speak the verse, but like I think my microphone didn't work, so maybe
Oh,
he
really
could.
sorry about that, Prabhu. Yeah.
Thank-
Because when I'm sharing the screen, I cannot see who has raised their hand. That's why I appoint Chaitanya Prabhu. Yes, Suman Mataji, is there something you would like to ask?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna.
I want to know how to, like it is not related to today's session, but overall, how to improve shloka recitation.
Okay. So, shlok, first of all, we have to connect with the meaning. We have to understand. So, what I do is I take word to word meaning. I try to understand. It's very easy if you speak Hindi because it's very similar to Sanskrit. Someone who does not speak Hindi, a bit difficult for them, but it's not like very difficult or impossible. But yeah, what I do is I just understand first the meaning, what Krishna is trying to say. And then if you want to remember it for long term, try to go a shlok before it, for instance, 7.14. So what is 7.13 and what is 7.15? Why is Krishna saying this shlok? What is the meaning of this shlok? And then a few catchwords. For instance, 7.14 is about Maya and about how difficult it is to overcome Maya. Is there a solution? Yes, there is a solution. What is prapadyante? Now, Krishna has used this word prapadyante, sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraj. So he's also meaning the same thing there, that you bow down in front of me, you pay obeisances to me, right? So, like this, when I connect various shlokas together, the meaning together, then it's very easy for me to remember in the long term.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Yes, sorry. Yeah. So, Mataji, this is how we can do. And the second thing is in our morning program every day. So, I've stopped that in Karthik because we have so much to do. But in our morning program, I take at least 2 shlokas per week. And I tell exactly how to memorize those shlokas, how to recite those shlokas, and word to word meaning almost every day. So that when you keep on revising those shlokas, you will remember. And it is said, if you don't use it, you lose it. Meaning, if you have memorized a shlok, you have to keep speaking, reciting that shlok in your daily life. If you don't, there are many shlokas actually I used to remember. A lot of shlokas I have remembered previously, 10 years back. But I don't know them because it was not in my practice. But now when I open the books, I can feel that, you know what, I know these verses because I have done that 10 years back.
Can I come into this moment?
Yes, Prabhu, you can.
Yeah, okay. I had a little difficulty with my phone, my own phone, and it hadn't been working. And I've been running around finding somebody who could help me to give me the link. Eventually I went to Gary, and then Gary put me through to Sugati, and Sugati sent me the link to my son's internet, and you'll see the name Ash there. That's my son. My son's name.
Okay.
So I want to advise all the members of the Zoom to write their numbers or the Zoom thing in a page, in a diary, in the page, and keep it. Because I found a good few people to try to get the link until I got to Sugati, who helped me, and he transferred. He was able to give me the link to my son's internet, and his name is Ash.
Okay.
Ash is me. So.
I thought it's Ashish Prabhu, your disciple.
No, Ash is my son.
Okay.
He helped me he couldn't fix my phone. He just couldn't. I have to get it done tomorrow.
Okay.
So I don't know. He's going to help me tomorrow morning at 5:30 to go back onto the internet. Thank you.
Thanks to your son. Yeah. You can use the same link that Sugati Prabhu sent you today is the
Yes,
same
yes.
link that will be used for Mangala.
Yes, yes.
Okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, Haribol. Thank you.
Haribol.
Haribol. Yes, so Suman Mataji, I have given you Preaching Made Easy. There is a series that we have started in our Mangalarti. So there I just give one word or at least one sentence that 2.13 means that we are not this body, we are soul. 2.14 means that change is inevitable. So if you just catch those phrases, you will be able to memorize the shlokas better and recite them even. Okay?
Ji Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have more questions? Perfect. I think so. Either you are understanding the concepts or you are not understanding. I would go with understanding because you are in the Bhagavatam classes as well. So most of the concepts are clear, and Bhagavad-gītā is also. So if we have understood Bhagavatam, definitely Bhagavad-gītā we will understand. So if no question, yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Prabhuji, one more thing I wanted to add. When I started these classes, I wasn't attending full, I wasn't aware that what time all the classes are like Bhagavatam and all. So I started listening the recorded sessions, which I requested in the earlier classes. So yes, that is making the understanding clear. So I am very grateful for that, whosoever recorded. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. And second thing I wanted... thank you, Vedas Prabhuji. So I just wanted to say, do we have any other recordings in some of the starting recordings, the voice is very low. So
okay.
Anytime.
So do you mean Bhagavad-gītā recording or Bhagavatam? Which one do you feel like it's low?
Bhagavatam, Prabhuji.
Okay, fine. I'll see, if you could point out the exact session 2, 3, 4, then maybe I can repeat or I will do something about it.
Okay? I will fix, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Mataji. And thanks for letting us know.
Prabhuji.
Okay, so if no further question, we'll meet tomorrow for Bhagavatam class 1.1.2, Prabhupada Perfect. Thanks for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.